Alright, this is Season 2, Race 7 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Of course, we're at the Monaco Grand Prix, which I'm honestly just hoping to get through as soon, or I'm still hoping to get through with it as quickly as possible. Already did qualifying. It was in the wet. Ended up in P9, which I guess is okay. Honestly, if we can get away from the rest of the points, I'll be more than happy with that. But we'll see where we end up. Race is dry. That's good. In terms of performance upgrades, we did get the engine upgrade in right before this episode started. Here you see the updated chart that accurately reflects our positioning on the graph. Excuse me. Mercedes are gaining a little bit, which is not good. As far as our upgrades go, we already have the chassis and the durability upgrades that are meant to be coming in. I did pick up an aerodynamics upgrade. My plan was to also get this one right here, but I didn't have enough points. I was about 100 short. So what I'm going to do is that after this race weekend, I will be purchasing this one as well. Just to fill that out. And I think we're all set to go for what should be a grueling Monaco Grand Prix.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. And I'm delighted, as always, to introduce Anthony Davidson, who'll be taking you through all the action alongside me today.
Yeah, we can see Lewis down there on pole position, something he's very used to, of course, but he'll have to get his elbows out to maintain that into the first corner. And, of course, it's looking very close here today. A lot's going to be riding on those first few corners, and then the question becomes who can manage their tyres so they're in a better position to push hard towards the end.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Albon. Vettel, Stroll, the owner-driver, and Sergio Perez. Magnussen, Norris, Esteban Ocon, and Sainz, Kvyat, Russell, Romain Grosjean, and Nicholas Latifi. De Vries, Calderon, Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty. And Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Alright. So it looks as though, because of the rain in qualifying, of course, everyone has a free choice of tires. So everyone was starting on mediums and going to hards. So the strategy element really is out the window here. So on that front, it's going to be a rather uninteresting race. That being said, there's actually some people on softs. A surprising amount of people on softs, actually. So you got Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Ocon, Magnussen, and Perez right behind me. Stroll in front of me. Bottas and Ricciardo. So out of the 22 car field, they got about 8. So a little under half that are doing soft tires. And the ones we have to worry about are, well, Bottas and Ricciardo are closer to the front, but then behind us, or around us, is Stroll, Perez, Magnussen, and Ocon. So those are the ones we have to keep an eye on in this race.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
Now, the strategy indicator says the softs will lead to a 2-stop, but I have a feeling that a lot of these guys on the softs are going to stretch their tires out to the point where they can maybe switch on to the mediums, or they're just doing softs for one stop and hoping that the softs at the start give them the advantage so that they can attack more at the sharp end of the race. Did I even say that right? The sharp end of the race? Is that even for the beginning of the race? I don't even know. Just thought I'd say it. Sounded appropriate.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
That's one last thing we have to deal with.
The drivers we're fighting here are Stroll and Perez.
Yep, so again, my aim here is points. And then, much like Spain, if there is an opportunity where I can let my teammate go, I might let him go just so he can, scoot away from me, because I'll probably be pulling up the rest of the pack behind me. My suckishness will be pulling up the field. So if I had the opportunity to let him go, I will probably let Magnussen go.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed.
Curious
Be
to
ready
see
with
how
the
these
clutch.
soft tire runners do versus the medium tire guys. Hamilton on pole, Leclerc, or Verstappen second, Leclerc is third. Here we go, 5 red lights. Getting ready for the Monaco Grand Prix. We're underway. Decent start. We're going to have the inside line on Stroll, maybe Vettel. We get by Ricardo. Actually, not that bad of a start. For us, we're up to 5th from 9th. Meanwhile, Bottas was able to get by Leclerc for 3rd. And I got Albon and Ricardo right behind me.
All right, we're looking good so far.
Straight to the barriers already. Not there, first. I think our first rewind of the race. One lap down and another 38 to go. What makes Monaco all the more challenging is that not only, obviously, of course, it's a very challenging circuit, it's also just, because it's a short lap, it's deceptively, the length can be very deceptive of the track, because it feels like, at least when you drive it, it feels like the longest track. Really, it's one of the shortest, and the lap count just makes it feel like it takes an eternity. Now I got Albon right behind me. Scheduled pit stop is lap 19, so we got a long way to go in this race.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. You've lost some time to the car behind.
No, duh, really? Clip the inside curve on that right-hander. Actually, let me bring up the corner name so I can actually reference these corners without, like, not knowing what they are. Bring it up. Here we go. When it's a blurry image, that doesn't help. There we go. Alright. So, just got through Mirabeau, coming through Portier. Yeah, Portier, you gotta be really careful. That's one that, at least on this game, I've had a ton of trouble with, just getting the exit right. Nouvelle chicane. Quebec. Quebec. You know what I mean. Big cool section. Coming up to Rascas. Trying to make it through. Around the final corner. Straight coming to Saint-Devat. There. Massenet Casino. It's the tightest part of the track. Mirabeau. I guess the upper Mirabeau corner with the hairpin, the lower Mirabeau corner. And the top four are gone. G-O-N-E, gone. Oh, I have problems with the Nouvelle chicane. Oh, you gotta be careful on the back. Turning too early. I just did. It's gonna be a bad time. Swimming pool section. Grass cast corner. Race again. Final corner. Back on power again.
Okay, gap ahead is 5.9 seconds. Gap to teammate behind is 3.8 seconds.
Where's our teammate running? Our teammate came out of the start. He started 11th. And he is still 11th. So there you go there. And just having problems at the Mirabeau corners, Mirabeau and Portier. Albon looked for a move through there, but it wasn't going to happen. Didn't get a safety car in the first Monaco race, so I'd love to get a safety car in this one. See what happens is I get out of the hairpin, come out of Mirabeau, and Portier, and I just cannot. I think this is the problem. This section of the track is where I'm suffering the most. I just can't seem to get the hang of it. And coming out of Portier, I'm either hitting the inside guardrail on the inside of the corner or just running wide on the exit. Not totally sure why that's happening, but I'm gonna get through it. I think I hit the wall a little bit back there. And I screwed out the final corner in a major way. There we go.
The car in front is a second a lap faster, 1 second. Gap to car in front is 10.5 seconds. Hamilton's out in front.
Just as I thought, the soft tire guys are not hitting yet. So that makes me think that they're all going to be going for a one stop just like we are. Just hit the wall again.
off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. The gap to the car ahead is 13.2 seconds.
That's not good. Also, don't want to turn into the Ingal chicane too early, or else you do that. Spin yourself out. Bottas is in the pits.
Our gap to the car in front is 16.6 seconds.
Oh, I hit the wall, of course.
Kevin is in for his stop.
Kevin Magnussen's in for a stop. Again, he was one of the guys who started on the soft tire. So basically everyone who was on softs is now pitted. Bottas is on mediums, which I think can go to the end of the race. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you, whether they can or can't. And if he did 12 laps on the softs, I'm guessing he can do 27 laps on the mediums.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
I guess crucially, Bottas is behind us, so we are effectively holding him up here.
Gap ahead is 18.2 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 20.4 seconds.
Make a move, yet done as I do the same thing again in the Nouvelle Chicane. Tapped the wall ever so slightly.
Okay, you're approaching one of the Ferraris.
Not even close to Leclerc. What are you talking about?
Gap to car in front is 20.1 seconds.
Just gotta be careful with Monaco. Requires a lot of patience, I guess you could say. Well, I did not intend for that to happen. I ran wide. That is on me. Much better.
In first place.
I've done that again. How many times have I done that? 3. Third time I've done that in this race, and it's more, definitely more than usual for me.
To run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. The gap to the car ahead is 22.5 seconds. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Man, dear Lord. Am I having trouble or what? Oh, that was bad. That was very, very bad. That was also very bad. Window says lap 19, so that is, I will stick to the plan.
Gap to teammate behind is 14.0 seconds.
I will stick to what my teammate has said. Hit. Lap 19. Curious to see if the guys on softs who went softs to mediums are going to beat us out. So let's see. So Bottas is the only one of those in this league group, and then it's basically everyone 16th on back, who Ricardo on back, who did the soft to medium strategy, and Kevin Magnussen's. So I'm sort of just trying to think through of where we're potentially going to come out here. Damn it, I did it again.
In this lap, push now.
Alright, the lap coming through the pits.
Understood, stopping this lap. Copy that. Cards for next box. Our gap to the car in front is 26.1 seconds.
Wherever going to come out is a complete mystery to me because I have no idea.
We're leading our teammate by 12.9 seconds.
I feel like at this rate we're going to be out of freaking points. Finally, I got through there without hitting the inside wall. First that comes in.
Exit now.
What tires one of the Williams guys are coming in. They are putting hards on. Basically behind.
Stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
All those guys stopped for us. We're on the soft tire. We immediately hit the wall coming out of the pits. Dear Lord. Can we get this right for once? Immediately caught the back of his pack. Hit the wall, of course. coming in for the hards. We're up to P15.
The car behind you has just fitted the hard tyres. Car behind, running hards.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Thought it would, but it didn't. Hesitated, and it cost me the corner. Did not see you got really close to him there. The Nouvelle chicane.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
Just myself there. Not getting a good run through that corner. Love to get by this Alfa Romeo. That's it's just not a passing zone unless it's like the perfect condition, which is never going to be the perfect condition with me, fortunately. So. Unless there's a DNF ahead of us, or unless you guys in front of us need to stop again, I think we're shit out of luck.
Increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Well, again. not good.
Gap to teammate ahead is 5.6 seconds.
Haven't been paying that close attention, but our gap to the car behind us, which is Albon, actually is remaining pretty stable right now, which is, I guess, positive. We're maintaining the gap at,
Okay, gap ahead is 1.5 seconds.
2.5 seconds, give or take. Let's get up again.
You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing. Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
We're not catching it. What are you talking about, Jeff? That's a lie, and you know it. We're not catching anything in this car right now. Not that the car is bad, it's just... Monaco, I could get mad that we're running and the fact that I cannot catch the cars in front of me to save my life. But, I can't get mad. I've just accepted that, it's just one of those tracks that I'm just not very good at. It's just the way it is. And because I've sort of just accepted it, it's just a lot harder. It's a lot harder for me to get mad at not doing well, because it's like, well, this is what I sort of expected to do.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
The good news is that I don't think you're going to see some things change. I don't think we're going to get lapped in this year's Monaco Grand Prix. Yeah, I just had a terrible run through Mirabel and Coulon. I don't think it's Coulon. Portier. Silly me, it's Portier. That's a Coulon. I think it's a Monaco. Not Monaco. It's a freaking spa corner. Poirier. Get it right, Sean. Come on. Ay, ay, ay. And I caught the barrier, but it did not spin me out. One positive to being lapped, a place like this, is that the race ends a lap sooner. But again, as far as my driving goes, I don't know what it is really. He's on games like F1 2016, F1 2017, I think even F1 2015.
Gap to car in front is 3.0 seconds.
Always did pretty well at Monaco, and actually won at Monaco, but ever since F1 2018, I don't know what it is, but the performance, or my driving, just hasn't been able to translate to good results. More often than not. Oh, late turn it again. Comes Albon. And that's not good. just keep him behind. No one caused a wreck. That's not good. It's funny, I take the apex as tight as I could take it, and I still end up hitting the outside wall.
Engine is looking a little worn. Power output will be less than optimal.
It's alright. It's towards the end of the race. Plus, if you're going to have anything starting to wear on you, engine-wise, Monaco's kind of the best place because you can very easily defend the guys behind you, as opposed to other tracks where, you know, if I had the same problems, people would probably be flying by me at this point.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
No, we're not. We're not catching those guys.
The gap to the car ahead is 6.1 seconds. laps of fuel remaining. We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. Our gap to the car in front is 6.7 seconds. You've lost some time to the car behind.
Sorry if I'm a little less talkative right now. At this point, I'm just trying to focus on my way to the end of the race.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, there's a bright spot to this race. At least our teammate will be scoring some decent points to help us in constructors.
Okay, gap ahead is 7.7 seconds.
Almost there. Two laps to go this time.
2 laps of fuel left.
Hamilton has already started his last lap, which guarantees that we will not be lapped in this race, which, again, one hand again, we have to complete the pole race instead of getting to finish the lap early because we would be a lap down. So there's that. But let's see. Standard lap, the negative is we have to run all the laps. As opposed to lap car, who just finishes as soon as the leader crosses the line. She's about to very shortly.
This is your final lap of the race.
There you go, Lewis Hamilton picks up his second victory of the season. Won in really dominating fashion in the Chinese Grand Prix.
Gap to car in front is 9.9 seconds.
He bounces back from his DNF in Spain to get a win here in Monaco. And with us finishing out of the points, Hamilton is surely going to gain a ton on us. As will Leclerc, as will Verstappen, as will Bottas. Tip the cap to Leclerc. Bottas was charging pretty hard there behind him, but it looks like he was able to hold him off P3. So it'll be a Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc podium. As admittedly not the best day for us, but at least we finished the race. Albon gonna have a run the line. He's not gonna get there. We can hold P12.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
But again, right side, Magnussen got points for us. Giovinazzi gets driver of the day.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Pretty solid podium there. Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, some best drivers on the grid. So not a podium I'm necessarily disappointed to see. It's a fine podium. Oh man, the hometown boy Leclerc is on the podium and they barely even showed him. That sucks.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant, who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So there you go, that is the Monaco Grand Prix. Championship standings. See, Hamilton takes the lead, but it's very, very, very tight at the front. Only 11 points separates first from fourth. So yeah, everything is looking very interesting right now. As we go to... As the pendulum will swing back in our favor as we go to Baku next, which is, of course, one of my best tracks. And though I do think it's interesting that the last couple weeks where Mercedes has finally started to go back up in the development chart, they've won the last 2 races, so not necessarily a surprise from that standpoint. Leclerc finally jumps Lance Stroll. Yeah, Leclerc has just had not a very good year for Leclerc thus far, has to be said. Constructors, the main movement happens towards the back. Renault jumped 2 spots to go to 5th, 6th in the standings. So right now Mercedes are the clear head runner. Red Bulls, there's a little bit of a gap between Mercedes and Red Bull, and then Red Bull to us. But we're also pretty close to Ferrari, which I guess that just goes to show how poorly Ferrari has done this so far this year. Racing Point sort of in a league of their own. Then you have essentially a 3-way battle for 6th with Renault and AlphaTauri and McLaren. Now you have Alfa Romeo and Haas tied at 1 point apiece, and Williams still at 0. So there you go. That was the Monaco Grand Prix. And thank goodness that's over. Thank goodness.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Not really a good day.
You've been overtaken in the championship. Are you feeling the pressure?
Say they've had a great race today. It's going to be a lot of work to catch up.
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
I'll say I'll compliment Kevin Magnussen there. I feel like that was the band's answer. Rather than put myself down or say, oh, I don't know, I'll just hype up the teammates. Say, hey, they did a good job. And hey, if I'm not going to score points, I'd like to see my teammates score points. So, no issues there. Losing to Bottas, but we'll see if we can claw back up there. Fortunately, we used to get that bonus thanks to Magnussen finishing in the top 10, so one of us did, so that's good. The 5.92 million, and again at this point we're just going to be saving up for Magnussen's contract renewal, which will be after the French Grand Prix. So we essentially got 3 race weekends to get up and over, I think it's like 7 point something million, which shouldn't be that hard to achieve.
Morning, boss. This week's income from the sponsors has cleared, and we're making good profit against our running costs.
Ooh, so it looks like all of the upgrades that we had came in without issue. Because we are now showing just barely the second best team on the grid. Which means we are going to jump Red Bull and Ferrari. CRT tree. Yeah, so it was this part that came in on the chassis, which really vaulted our chassis up to the second best in the entire field. And also we had a durability upgrade that came in. But what we're going to do with these resource points, we're going to purchase this minor aero upgrade here, which will come in after Azerbaijan, which is fine. Like I said in previous races, my goal with the resource points and the upgrades is that just if we could get sort of a point in the first half of the season where we're, even if it's a minor upgrade, just going up each race, that's a positive. I don't want to have any weeks where we're just plateauing. So we will take that. And then we're probably... next major upgrade's either going to be... well, actually, I could probably go for a minor chassis upgrade. And then maybe focus back on the major upgrades. So there's that. Team activities. So we do the sponsor event filming, which will give us 200 team acclaim. Do the aerodynamics, which will give us 60 resource points. We'll do the reaction training for Kevin Magnussen. And then we'll fill it out with some chassis team building. So getting everything filled out. And I think we should be all good and ready to advance. I think the facility upgrades, do they come in? I believe they did. It looks like everything came in well. Alright, let us advance to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Park came in with no problem. And we're all set to go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We'll just check through some things here. I'll be very curious to see how close we are to Mercedes once we go to Azerbaijan and see the chart. As for our teammate, Magnussen is up to an 89 rating. So we'll see. Baku is going to be the real test, I feel. Just to see. He has an 80 with Magnussen because he has an 89 rating. And he is now in the second best car on the grid. So, those are all things we're going to follow up on. in the next race. So, that's it for now. I'll see you next time.